So, the first question then in the final Mentee interview, Catherine, is to find out about how you think the TELMS project has impacted on your professional practice.
Yeah, so I find it very interesting. I personally enjoyed it. I found it very beneficial in my classroom environment. I felt it brought a new life and energy to the class. Instead of asking students to put their phones away, I was able to get them to take their phones out and use it. So I felt that the class were becoming more engaged, and it was a more interactive class, and it encouraged more discussion where there wouldn't have necessarily been discussion before.
Okay.
So I definitely found it benefited my classroom.
Okay, cool, that's perfect. And what do you think worked well about being part of the project, and what didn't work so well?
For me, I gained confidence in using ICT skills in the classroom. We recently got Wi-Fi in the building, so I felt I was able to use it in the classroom, as previously it wouldn't have been as beneficial to me. So definitely the Wi-Fi is a must for the ICTs in the classroom. Particularly when you're not in a computer room, they can still engage on their phones, they can lift their phone up, they can interact with what you're doing at that particular time. It was good for creating an inclusive classroom. So people that maybe didn't like to speak out in class or held back a little bit in group work, or students with additional learning needs, for example Asperger's, I had a student with Asperger's, and they really felt that they were heard in the classroom by being able to interact with, say for example, Nearpod. So that really gave them a voice, and I found it added to the inclusivity of the classroom, definitely.
Great. And what did you think were the challenges for you?
Challenges, I found using the unpaid versions of programs, so you were quite limited. So you knew you could do all of these things, but sometimes when you went to implement it in the classroom, it wouldn't let you maybe link to a website, or so you were restricted in that. So maybe choosing one or two programs that a school had the full license to, you could really benefit and roll it out across the full school.
Yeah,
definitely. So working with the unpaid versions was a little challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. And what about the sustainability of this project within the organisation? Do you think that we could do it? Would there be a buy-in?
Yeah, I think it's a really beneficial programme. I think it's really important for teachers to upskill, and that can be difficult within teaching. Some teachers find it hard to balance. They feel under pressure time-wise in work, so it can be difficult for teachers to buy in. I think it'll be important that they're allocated time, because we have to meet the needs of the various students that are coming in with additional learning needs. So I think it's really important that teachers are dedicated time to upskill in a beneficial programme like this. I think buy-in, definitely, I was really interested in doing it. I felt it would benefit my students, it would benefit teaching for quite a while now, so it's good to kind of just make yourself do something new, and I think the students benefited from that as well. I think it can be challenging to get teachers to take part in CPD sometimes, and often they're the teachers that might benefit most from it. So that would definitely be a challenge for you guys. But I think if the time is allocated, then you'd definitely have a better buy-in.
Okay, cool. And how many hours or working hours do you think would be needed if you were to take part in this mentoring process?
So we had about 10 hours contact time. Again, I'm fairly familiar with some of the ICT tools and that, so I think for somebody starting from scratch, or people that are in most need of upskilling, would definitely need more time, more contact time, particularly for the team teaching as well, to have time to work together, because that's maybe a concept that people aren't familiar with and are uncomfortable with. So that might take a little bit more coaching and, you know, dedicated time to do that. So I definitely think more time would have been beneficial.
Okay, perfect. And overall then, have you enjoyed being part of the project?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I have to kind of make myself sustain, keep using those tools in the classroom, because the students loved it. Yeah. And it's just up to the teacher then to ensure that they keep using those ICT skills in the classroom to kind of keep yourself up to date with that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.